Shakur Stevenson and George Ferocious Kambosos going at it on Twitter. Obviously, George Kambosos is coming off a very, 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 very controversial win over Maxie Hughes this past Saturday. If you guys didn't miss it, I'll catch you guys up, give you guys the rundown of what's going on if you guys missed it on Twitter. Shakur Stevenson and George Kambosos. A video went viral of them interacting after the fight. Shakur, pulled his shirt up and showed, George Kambosos that, he's ripped, he's ready. He said he's on weight now. He said, I'm on weight now. We could fight whenever. And he said that he would stop George Kambosos, and that's a big statement because George is obviously a talented fighter, but you lost to a guy like Maxie Hughes who's not tremendous. He's not an outstanding A-plus world-class fighter that's going to be in the Hall of Fame anytime soon or, ever, I don't think. But not to take anything away from him. Boxers are boxers. They're at that level for a reason. But, Shakur Stevenson was very adamant about, saying that Shakur would stop him. He wouldn't mess with him. He's not on his level. It started as respectful trash talk, but then on Twitter it turned into personal, where Shakur said, he can't mess with me, and then George Kambosos said, except the 25%, then, I've accomplished what you've already, what you're trying to do, I've already accomplished, is what George Kambosos is saying. And, I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say this, but I think that George Kambosos, he caught Teofimo at a good time. Let's just say that. I'm not trying to be that guy that takes anything away from a champion. He's a champion. He's a incredible fighter. Incredible is a strong word, but he's an underwhelming champion, if that makes sense. He was only champion against one fighter. He took the belts from Teofimo, but he caught him on a good night. And we know about that Teofimo lung injury where he nearly died. And I think that was a serious injury that, Teofimo shouldn't have continued to fight on with. But he did it because, he's a fighter. He has that mentality of not wanting to disappoint anyone, which I get. But Shakur Stevenson saying that to George Kambosos, you can't mess with me. I'm not going to take 25%, and we could bet your 25% of your purse and then my whole purse that he stops George Kambosos. And that's a big statement coming from Shakur, because Shakur isn't necessarily known for his power, but I think that he has a lot of pop that, keeps you at bay, and he has enough, pop to beat you, in my opinion. And it's been evident, no losses, stopped a decent amount of his opponents, but I don't think there's any question whether or not Shakur Stevenson beats George Kambosos. I think he cooks him and maybe could even stop him, honestly. So I think that George is, easy to say that, I have already done what you're trying to do, because he caught Teofimo on a good night and had the performance of a lifetime, and it was his best night against Teofimo's worst night. And that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm a hater for saying that, but I just think George Kambosos is one of those guys that you saw him in one good fight, and that was it. He got cooked by Devin Haney twice in his home backyard. And I'm just being real. I'm just saying that, I think Shakur cooks him at 135. I know Shakur hasn't really fought anyone, any real contenders at 135 pounds, but I think you put him in there with George Kambosos, and it's something, it's just a clinic. I'd rather see Shakur Stevenson fight a guy like Loma. And, George isn't even in the conversation for me in terms of top lightweights right now. And that's not me trying to be disrespectful to George. It's just reality. That's the harsh sport of, boxing. You're not in that elite level of guys that can compete and will eventually be Hall of Famers. That's just my opinion. Despite being a champion at one point, it was short lived. Devin Haney took your excuse my language. He took your belts, and you had another chance to do, make the adjustments and make it look differently, but you couldn't do it. It was basically the same performance, the second fight. If anything, I think Devin beat him worse, more injuries in the second fight. But I know I'm being a hater on George Kambosos. I just think that Shakur is in the right. I'm on Shakur's side in this scenario because, Shakur is the future of boxing. I always tell everybody, if I could invest all my money into a fighter in the sport of boxing, I'm putting it all on Shakur right now. Shakur and Tank, those guys are Tank's already, his stock's already at the ceiling. It's in the sky right now. But I'm just saying, Shakur is developing into that. If he gets that man strength, if he gets that pop, and starts having that devastating KO power, it might be a problem for any guy. You know, not only George Kambosos, but guys like Tank and guys like Devin Haney, guys like Vasily Lomachenko. If that fight does go down, I think that if Devin Haney moves up, you know, Shakur's made it clear that he wants that Loma fight because everyone thinks that Loma's going to beat Shakur. That's what Shakur said, and he said that everyone's calling him a hype job, so why not beat a guy like Loma and then prove everybody wrong? Because if you beat a guy like Loma, that's a heck of a name to have on your resume. Devin kind of did it, controversial win, but did enough to get the win in, you know, the judges' eyes, and I don't think it was a robbery because it was generally a close fight. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. George Kambosos and Shakur Stevenson. Do you guys want to see it? I don't care to see it because I think Shakur, you know, cooks, fries, and chops him up, to be honest with you, and puts on a clinic. So potentially stops him too. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that post notification bell so you guys don't miss a thing. But thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys next time. Peace. That's going to do it for another NASFight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.